Okay, we are ready.
All right. So, hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, let me share my screen. I want to start with a question of yours. I believe you had in the emails. You wanted to create requisitions for issues that were about the office side, and I suggested you to create a vessel that would be the office, essentially. So let me explain that. So in order for you to have a requisition, quotation, evaluation, etc., for your cases that are other than spares and stores, you can create a case with your vessel that can be, for example, office vessel as a name. That's just an example. And in there, you can create catalogs that are referring to services, for example, that you want. Either these services can be from the office or the vessel side. So basically, you will have to create a vessel. Like I think we have seen the application. So like in the vessel particulars, you will just have to create a vessel, press the new one. So you can do like that. The type and the other stuff like the fleet, you could use in the office fleet, you could use a fleet named office fleet, etc., so that you can have more than one vessels, let's say, for the office. In the type, you don't care because it's just a way for you to work with. And the date in the fleet, again, it doesn't matter what you have to choose. You do not have to fill any of the other information. And you can just have this this vessel as a template for your requisitions. All right.
Okay.
And now, regarding that you have this vessel, you can go to the catalogs and groups and create a catalog that can be named like office services, for example, so that you can select items from this catalog that are referring to services that you want to provide in the office site. I'm not sure, I do not remember exactly what you had asked me for your office cases to have. Give me a second. Okay, I cannot find your email. Training. Yeah, this one. Like you wanted to have similar in-house business contracts.
Yes.
Mm. So basically, you can create a catalog that can be named after office contracts. like so, insert, you enter a code, the description, enter a department. Now for the department, you can also create a separate department that will only have from which you can only request items from this catalog, for example. And then after you have created this catalog, you just insert in the item section. You can go to the quick maintain so that you can find the catalog, insert the items like the contracts that you asked. So in the quick maintain, you will select the new department that you will have created, the catalog, and in there you just press define item. You select the catalog and press define. Select also the group, define item, and the only thing that you have to do now is enter an item reference code for the catalog and group that you have selected, a short description, contract for case number, I don't know. And in the unit, in the item nature, you can select the service. And in the unit, you can just write down the piece. Yeah, like so. Press save, and then every requisition that you create, you will select the office vessel, the department office services, for example, and press create. After you press create in this requisition, and let's go to the control panel. Yeah, after you have created the requisition, let's say that it will be for the office vessel. You will create a quotation, or if you do not want to enter prices and you want a level, you can go ahead to the order level by selecting the option create direct order, so that you can avoid the quotation level because maybe it doesn't have any pricing inside. And this is how you can keep track on your cases for any office issues. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Great. I'm not sure, you had asked about this kind of cases to have approvals.
Oh, I don't remember.
All right. So in any case, if you want now or in the future for this case to have approvals, just be aware that if we activate the approvals, they will be activated for every case, not only for the office vessel. All right.
Okay.
And the approvals is a small meeting itself. So if at any point you decide that you want approvals, I suggest we organize another small meeting about it so that I can show you how to set it up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm apologize for being late to the meeting. Have you already discussed our question regarding the location of spare parts on board?
No. I just started with this because I think it was the longest request before the spares. So this is what
Yeah.
I'm going to explain to you now. So I have three mails from your side. I think all of them refers to the inventory and the spares location. First of all, I want us to separate the spares from the inventory of the provisions and stores. All right. The insert of the spares, I'm not sure, does our team have inserted any vessels for you?
No parts catalogs, only job history.
All right. So you do not have any spares inserted in your system?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, you will have to go and insert the spares that you need to your systems. All right. To do that, you will go to the system panel in the technical application. 1 minute for it to load. All right. So now regarding that you have, do you have systems created? So in your system, when you press retrieve here, you will all the systems, all the machineries will appear that you have created on in the application. All right. So you will have to select the machineries that you want to have spares, and then in each or in some of the subsystems, you will have to go to the items section and insert the spares that you need to have in this sub-machinery, that it is always related to the machinery that we have initially selected. You will have to go and press insert, fill up the information that you want, like the reference code of the spare, a short description, the unit maybe, a long description that you may want to be visible in the show printout form. If you want this to be visible, you will have to press the display option. And also you can select if this is a critical item or not. All right. So this is how you will insert the spares. You will go select the machinery, then the subsystem, and go to the second column of the items. Now, the moment you do that, in the requisition, when you create a requisition for the department spares, as you can see, this department is for the cabin stores. So when you create a requisition for the department spares and you select this specific machinery, you will be able to view all the spares that you have inserted here. Now, let's go to the inventory part. Let's say that you have inserted all the spares. The moment that, in the case that you have created the requisition, either from office or the vessel, it doesn't matter. The moment you reach the level of the delivery here, the item has a status. So if I right click and go to the update delivery items, we will see that each item, spare or store or lubricant, it doesn't matter. It is the same for all the items that can be found in the delivery level. Sorry for the delay, our server today is a little bit slower than usual.
I'm sorry, will the crew be able to see the location of spare parts on the vessel?
The location, I will show you a report where we can select in which location each spare can be found.
No. Will the crew be able to see this?
On board, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, they can see this by the report. When they log into the report, I will show you. But in the delivery, in the requisition, they can select the spare based on the system and the machinery that this belongs to. So at the beginning of the requisition, yes, they can see, they first select the department for which they create the requisition. And then from the catalogs, when they open the insert items option to select from the catalogs, they will see the names of the machineries. They select the machinery, and then the list of the items is beneath. They select the spare they want, and they can go ahead. Eventually, when they reach the level of the delivery, they select the status delivered or cancelled. It depends on the supplier, the provider. The case stuck. So let's refresh. Right, give me a second. I will open another link. All right. Right. Okay, let me open the vessel delivery again once more. I'm sorry, it seems that we have an issue. No, all right, sorry. Okay, so here we see an item. This item, it's not a spare, but anyway, so you see here the status, all right? So there are four statuses and one pending. The only status that writes in the inventory, it's the delivered. So the moment we press deliver and save, either from the office side or the vessel side, the inventory is automatically updated. So regarding that, we have a department selected here as spares. And then here we will have a spare part. When we press delivered, then the status of the specific vessel will be updated. All right, the inventory will write down that the spare with the reference code XXX, for example, was delivered with a quantity of 4 on 22nd of January 2024. And the inventory will be updated automatically every time that you press delivered. All right. Now, the second way that you can update the inventory of the items is via the menu of vessel inventory. So the menu is here. And there are two ways that you can update the status of the items. You can either go by system, subsystem, and catalog and group, either spares. And there is a second way where you can create inventory templates from the office side. For example, that you want to have a list of basic provisions, let's say, that you want to keep track on a monthly basis. So you can create a template with a list of all these provisions, and you can select only this list in order to update it every time. So let's go first and see the first option, load by system subsystem. I select here the first option. It will it will open a catalog, a search, where we can select a specific catalog and a group. This catalog can be either a spare catalog, a machinery, or it can be a catalog and group from provisions or lubricants. First, let's select the vessel that we want, for which we want to update. Then I will go to the departments. Let's go to the spares department. And now, if I want to be able to see only the machineries that are already linked on this vessel, I will have to press the vessel applicable catalogs, this option. So as you can see, the list will change. Now we see in the first column the location description, and in the fourth column the system's name. I will select here this location, and I want to do an update for the items, the spares that can be found under these subsystems. I select these subsystems, press OK, and the list with all the spares will be retrieved behind. This process can be done either from the office or the vessel side, all right? So the vessel can do this update, or the office, once every month. So now I can just write down here the ROB for each item. Let's say, for example, something randomly. Then select all the items that I want to be updated and press save. When I press save, this list will disappear. So before pressing save, I want to show you something. You can see here in the last column, there are the last reported quantities. So you see that this item was last updated for the ROB on 26th of May 2023 with the ROB of 10. All right. This can be an update from the delivery. For example, this item could be delivered on this date. That's why we have an update in the last column. This report also can have come from this from the update vessel inventory. So this last reported quantities can be either related to the delivery or the last updated quantities from the specific menu. All right. So if I update here these quantities and press save, the quantities are now updated, and these quantities can be found in the report. So the report that I wanted to show you is the one that can be found in the inventories menu, and it's the first one, vessel inventory. So in this report here, I will write down the vessel and the department. I will select the long report in order to show you what you asked about the location where we can find the spares. So I press run, and now we see, let's find the items that we updated just now. Give me a second. Here, right. Let me see how we can do an update. So I will go to the vessel inventory update for the catalog 012. Give me a second. I want to show you how it is, how you can view it. It's just that here in the vessel inventory, the spares that we updated just now were not in the upfront. So in order for us not to look for some time, let me update a spare that is in the top of this list. Also, I want to let you know that you can change the date in which you update these items. Let me put it on 20th. All right. So when I press save, this ROB will be saved for this date. However, if you have a delivery that it is a day after your update, then the ROB of the delivery will be the one that you will see on today's date. So you will have to keep in mind that because there are two options that can be saved in the vessel inventory. So you see, now here we have the test 1, 2, 3. This is the two items that we just updated. We have the ROB of these two items and the related date. Now, as you can see, I ran this report with the parameter long. This option allows us to select a location where the users can find these items. So here in this report, you can select the location like you requested within the SIP, deck, hold, etc. as per your message. All right. Now, this location can be set up, the location list I mean here, can be set up from the maintain identifiers library. Here there are the storage places. As you can see, we have some tests. You just press insert and you write down the name of the storage place that you want to view in this list. You select this list, for example, press save here, and you and the vessel, because this can be viewed from the vessel when you do this save from the office. So you can view the location in which this specific item is. Are there any questions, any more specifications you need on this part?
Yeah, I have a question just for my knowledge.
Mhm.
Who should fill in the location of spare parts? Should it be done by the crew members or by the office staff?
That's up to you. It's not something that we can advise you who is responsible to do that. Probably the vessel staff will know best where everything is. But keep in mind that the vessel staff cannot find this option, the identifiers library. This can be changed only from the office side. So you will
Okay.
have to create the locations from the office and advise the vessel to open this report, the vessel inventory report, and for the department spares, for example, to have to set every location for its item, for its spare. So here in the department, when I select the spares department, it will retrieve only the machineries, not the provisions. Basically, it will retrieve all the categories that have, all the catalogs and systems that have the department spares in their setup. Let me explain. So, in the catalogs and groups, in the supply, if you want the vessel or the office, if you want to create a requisition from the department deck stores, for example, but you want to be able to select spares, it's nothing between these two options, but let's say that we want to do that. From the catalogs, I will have to go to the catalog of, let's say, I don't know, sorry, not for the catalogs. I want to insert the spares option into the department of the cabin stores. So I will have to go to the machinery that I want to view from the requisition. And for this machinery, to select the option of the cabin stores in the department. So if I press retrieve here in the stores, in the machineries, and select one machinery randomly, if I press modify system, you will see that in the part where we write down the departments here, the first one is always the spares. So each machinery, by default, it has the department spares. So when we retrieve in the update vessel inventory the vessel and the department spares, it will give us everything, every item that belongs to a machinery. That's what I wanted to tell you. And I use the example of the cabin stores. In order for a machinery to be linked with a department, you will have to select the department here. In this case, here, for example, we do not have the department cabin stores selected. So when we go to create a requisition from the department cabin stores, we will not be able to view this specific machinery and its items. That is why the report of vessel update, sorry, not the report, the vessel inventory, but also the report, when we select the department spares, it will not retrieve anything else than the catalogs and the machineries that have the department spares in this list that we just saw. All right. So the
So
same.
every
Mhm. Tell me.
every time when, for example, mechanic want to see where is spare part, he need to run the report.
Yes, if he wants to see what's the status of the inventory for the spares, he will run the report and he will be able to see the ROB. This ROB automatically updates with the delivery status, all right, that I showed you. But also it updates once you have done the update from the vessel inventory menu. And also this location here, it stays until you change it. So for example, now for this item, this location will not change if I do not click here and change it myself. All right. So they do not
Okay.
have to do this every time.
Now it's clear for me.
Also here in the update vessel inventory, as you can see, you can set out the minimum and maximum quantity. What else might be useful for you? Have you performed any updates in the technical application, updates of the job, and I mean?
No.
All right. Okay, so just for your reference, when you start to work with that, because we're in this conversation about spares. So if you have a job and you have selected spares in this job, here, for example, if I press the spares needed for this specific job and press insert, I can, sorry, I have to select some items. These items here, this list retrieves all the spares that can be found in this selected machinery. All right, so these spares can be found in these sub machineries that are behind. So for this specific job, I want, for example, these 4 spares to be updated every time that this job is done. So I press insert, and here in the quantity, I write down the quantity that it is necessary to be used for each of these items every time that this job is updated. So I press save, and now when it's time, sorry, and also define a department from which the program will retrieve this quantity. So for example, in the inventory report, we had seen that this item today had 22 quantity. If I go tomorrow and use this item with the quantity of 2 in order to update this job, and here I have selected the department spares, then in the report, the day after the update of the job, we will see quantity 20. However, if here I had selected another department, then the quantity of the department spares will not be affected. So keep in mind that for every department, we can set different quantities. But usually we just use the department spares in order to make sure that everything is written down in the department spares from the quantity side. So we select the spares here, press save. And now when the time comes to update this job, as I told you, the user on board will have to fill up the quantity that he used. He can also fill in Let me give you an example. I will go to the key data job cards input. Do we have, give me a second to see the linked vessels. In order to make, we do not have linked vessels. In order to make an update and show you. I'll be very quick. So now I want to show you how you, the user on the vessel or on the office, doesn't matter, he will be able to view the quantities that are still existing in the inventory of the vessel, and how he can update the inventory just by updating the job. Sorry, the jobs are not updating. All right, now the jobs are created, and I want very quickly to go and update the inventory for, let's say, 2 days before. Sorry for the delay, just want you to have a full overview of how you can use these quantities. I hope I have selected the correct department, but anyway, even so, we will see. I will explain you what you would see. All right, so we did the update for the 20th of January. Now we'll go to the update job cards input. I will select the vessel. Find the location, it's 651. It's this one. The job is 448. Oh no, is it possible that I have created the wrong? I do not see the job here, to tell you the truth. Ah, give me a second. No. Anyway, something I haven't done correct in the setup. Let me just show you the spares needed option. So if I press save here, then the option of spares needed will be activated, where the users of the onboard or the office can select in order to update the spares that they used during the update of the job. This the moment we press the save the spares used, it will retrieve the spares needed if we had set up in the system panel, if we had done the setup in the system panel. And we can also use other spares from this specific machinery that we can have, that we have in the library. So if I press here the spares used, here it would appear yeah, the spares that we had selected in the system panel, and in the used it would be like 0 for us to fill in. The last used, it would bring up the update of the previous update of the job. The ROB, it would retrieve the item, the ROB that the system would find in the inventory report. And that's basically how it's done. Let me, maybe if I press inserts. Yeah, you can see these 4 tabs can be filled from the user, and he will just, with the search in this list, it would bring up only the items that can be found for this machinery in the spares list. So he would select one item, then fill in the used, if there are any repair parts that need to be sent for repair, the scrapped, and how much quantity the user wants to request from the office. Because, for example, the quantity is 0 now, the ROB. For example, the ROB, the last ROB was 2, but now updating this job, he had to use 2. So after this update, we won't have any spares for this job. So I have to request 10 more, for example. So he would press save. Now I cannot press save because the used quantity is larger than the ROB, and we cannot have a negative ROB. So keep in mind that in order for the users to do that, to update every job with a spare, the ROB must have been created before from the reports that we've seen. All right. So he would press save, and now regarding the quantity that he wanted to request, after some time that many jobs have been updated and many spares have requested quantities, the user can go to here, create requisition for spares used. So in this option, if I select a specific period of time, a vessel, and press retrieve, a list with all the spares that we have filled in the the requested quantity would appear here. As you can see, we don't have any spare with requested quantity for the moment, but you would see a line for every item that you could request. You would select it and press create requisition, and automatically a requisition in the supply cycle would appear. I think that's a lot for one session. But anyway, if you have any questions, please tell me.
So there's no questions.
And anything else that you would like to ask me? Any clarifications of any part of the supply cycle? It doesn't have to do with spares. Anything.
No, Maria, for this moment, this at all. Let's think about.
Okay. There was one more question from your side. I read it now. If there was a way to mass import data, I want you to be more specific about that. What do you mean? What kind of data you want to insert other than the PMS that like you write down? You mean you want to insert massive provisions?
I'm sorry, let me think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, let's leaving it for the next meeting.
Okay, no problem. So gather up for the next time any questions that you might have or might occur during your trials in the NAOS. And whenever you need, please tell me and I can organize another meeting like this one.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day, everyone.
You too, thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.